Let's take a look at this function f of x equals to 2/3 times the quantity x plus 3 squared minus 4. Before we get started, make sure that you have your calculator handy, and in the event that we come across some decimals, look at the instructions here. We just need to make sure that we round to 2 decimal places. Okay? So when before we get started, the first thing that we're asked to do is to graph it, but it's a good idea to have a general understanding of what the graph should look like. So our function is a quadratic because it has a degree of 2, which means it's going to be a parabola, but then you notice it also has it'll have a positive leading coefficient. So that means that it'll be a parabola that's opening up, and a parabola that's opening up has a vertex down at the minimum point, and a parabola is symmetric, and so there's a line called the axis of symmetry that cuts right through the middle of it, passes right through the vertex. In this case, it's going to be a line that it's there's no y's involved. It's x equal to some value. So if you look at the form that they present f of x in, that's what's called vertex form. And so the general formula for that is f of x equal to a times x minus h squared, quantity squared, and plus k. And the h and the k, these are the coordinate points for the vertex of the parabola. And when we compare the general form, general vertex form to what they give us, we can see that a is equal to 2/3, and then our h is equal to, and be careful that because the general form is x minus h, and what they give us is x plus 3, that means that h has to be -3. If I plug a -3 into that general formula, it's going to give me x plus 3. And then finally, k is equal to -4. So the first thing that I notice is that my vertex, the coordinate points for the vertex is -3, -4. And I can answer this first question here. And I can also plot that point on my graph. -3, -4. I'll go ahead and mark off the value of this point here. -4 right here. Okay. So now the next thing, I'll jump down to the second question where it says what is the equation of the line of symmetry, because that's also going to help us graph this. So remember that the axis of symmetry runs right through the vertex. In this case, since the parabola is opening up, it's a vertical line, and remember we have to make it a dashed line. So this is the line, the vertical line that runs right through our vertex. All right, and this line here is just a line that passes right through x when x is equal to -3. There's no y's involved. No matter what point you pick across this line, x will always be equal to -3. And so this is also the answer to this question over here. The second question. The equation of the line of symmetry of f is x equal to -3.